And it is today, 2nd of November 2023, when Catholic faithful globally are observing All Souls Day. Tonight, we are going to take you through to some parishes in the Diocese of Boya and beyond to see how the masses went on. The Parish Pastoral Council of the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral here in the Diocese of Boya has been officially put in place to take charge with the responsibility to pilot the affairs and reconstruct or construct the presbytery of the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral. That event took place yesterday. And a new staff representative of the Josephine Bakita has been voted into office. The election took place yesterday here in Boya in the presence of officials from the Labour Office. Hello there, good evening once more. Thanks for being part of our tonight's edition of Divine Mercy Prime, the evening time newscast on DMRTV, the television service. Live from Boya, I am Jude Mbako. Those were our news headlines. Stay now for the full newscast in a jiffy. You're welcome. Now let's start with the news that is resounding across the globe as far as church is concerned, and it is the All Souls Day that is commemorated every 2nd of November. Now, on this day, the Vicar General of the Diocese of Boya, Monsignor Jude Tajos Mbi, has called on Christians in and out of the diocese never to get tired of praying for their loved ones who have departed into to eternal glory. He was preaching at a mass today that took place at the Small Sopo Cemetery here in the Diocese of Boya. May Nadesh was present and was part of that mass. Let us get details in this report.
Feast of All Souls is a feast that the Universal Catholic Church affirms their belief in the doctrine of purgatory. It is a day where Christians come together as a family to pray for their departed loved ones, marked by the sign of faith. As the Church celebrates this day, Christians of the Diocese of Boya converge on Regina Pacis Cathedral Cemetery with the Vicar General, Reverend Father Jude Thaddeus Mbi, to pray for the souls in purgatory. According to the Vicar General during his homily, death is not the end of human life. There is life after death. And there are three groups of persons involved on this day: good enough persons, not good enough persons, and the bad enough persons. This day, Christians are called upon to pray for the souls in purgatory and wait for their final deliverance. Through prayer, corporal and spiritual mercies, Christians gain plenary indulgence for the souls in purgatory.
A state of grace. You can't be asking grace for somebody when you yourself are in sin, can you? So therefore, you must be in a state of grace. Having made a good confession, obtain forgiveness for all your sins, and then you can now stand to pray for the souls in purgatory. Then visit a church, a place of pilgrimage, a cemetery, as we are doing right now, and saying prayers for the dead. And you have to pray for the intention of the Holy Father. 1 hour, I believe. 1 hour, Father, Hail Mary, glory be to the Father. That is the minimum. Through your prayers and through your corporal and spiritual works of mercy, you will gain indulgences for many souls in purgatory.
One of the ways of honoring the memory of loved ones after their departure from this earth is through prayers and the offering of masses, especially in this month of November, where Catholics all over the world pray for the eternal repose of a loved one.
Right. Now, the commemoration of the All Souls is not just in the Diocese of Boya. We are taking over to the Archdiocese of Bamenda, where the day was commemorated at St. Michael Mission Station, that is under the St. Charles Borromeo Parish in 193, where the Christians have been called upon to live a life of the Beatitude. This was at a ceremony that saw the blessing of the graves of departed loved ones, and a celebration. The mass took place at the cemetery of that mission station. Let us have details in this report with Reverend Father Alphonse Ekema.
Commemorating the All Souls Day at St. Michael Mission Station under St. Charles Borromeo Parish, Fuanantui, in the Archdiocese of Bamenda, Christians gathered around the graves of their loved ones for a ceremony which saw the blessing of these graves and the celebration of a mass for the Christians to live the life of the Beatitudes.
I'm Reverend Father Francis Cham of the Diocese of Boya, and it's a privilege for me to celebrate the commemoration of all our departed brothers and sisters in the St. Charles Borromeo's Parish, precisely in St. Michael's Mission Station. For Mass, I saw the faith, and the people here are very dedicated in praying for our departed brothers and sisters. And in my sermon, I told them, because I preached from the Beatitudes, and I told them that it's a wonderful gift that God has given us, Jesus preparing us so that at the end of this life, we all may join with Him, share with Him, and celebrate with Him in that triumphant church which God has prepared for all of us.
The parish catechist expresses the sentiments of the people to have one of theirs preside at the Mass in the cemetery of their departed brethren, recalling some matters of historic significance.
So I'm very happy today with Reverend Father Francis Cham, who have just come from Holy Days to be with us, and it has been a very great day that our parish priests have offered him this day to celebrate this Mass at our own cemetery at one mission station, Chuaku, where Father Francis Cham was born, and the mission station is just close to their compound, and even the land of the mission station was over by his father. So we are very grateful today to be with him to celebrate this Mass, to remember all our brothers and sisters who have gone ahead with us, and we are praying for them, so also praying that they should also be praying for us, so that one day we should come and meet them where they are in heaven.
As is customary in the church, the Christians keep the burial grounds of their departed loved ones clean and pray for them through the offering of masses and other recount their memories.
Right, may the souls of the faithful departed rest in perfect peace. We hope to bring to you more reports across the diocese and beyond as far as All Souls Day is concerned in a subsequent, where it is built for November 20, 2023 to all clergy, all members of the Institute of Consecrated Life, all societies of apostolic life, all lay faithful, benches of the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral. May God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ, in communion with the Holy Spirit, give you grace and peace. I write to thank you all sincerely for your generous contributions towards the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral project. When this project reached the roofing level in early 2021, the company to do the roofing gave us a bill of 417,555,369 francs CFA. A fundraising event was organized at the Co-Cathedral on Saturday, 15th May 2021 to start raising this money, and several benefactors, both in and out of the diocese, have greatly supported the fundraising project. Since then, we have been contributing generously to this project, and I am happy to bring to you the good news that the roofing of our Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral will be completed by the end of October 2023. I therefore invite the entire faithful of the diocese to join me on Wednesday, the 22nd of November 2023 to thank God for the successful completion of the roofing without any accident. Other projects have been going on simultaneously with the roofing project, such as the tiling of the outer walls and plastering of the inner walls, the tiling of the entire floor of the Co-Cathedral, the fitting of balconies, the installation of aluminium, plastic glass windows. In my letter to you on May 3, 2023, the different prices of the windows were clearly outlined so that individual families, prayer and action groups, parishes and institutions could indicate the number of windows they would like to take to support the project. This project, together with the tiling of the entire floor of the co-cathedral, have also been completed thanks to your generosity. The Thanksgiving Mass on Wednesday, 22nd November 2023 will therefore provide the occasion for us to launch a fundraising for the benches of the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral. From the choice of wood and design adopted, the cost of one bench comes up to 125,000 francs. Again, I encourage individuals, families, prayer and action groups, parishes and institutions to come on board and indicate how many benches they are ready to pay for in our co-cathedral. In his letter to the Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7, St. Paul advises all Christians to never grow tired of doing what is right. I encourage you with similar words, even as we start approaching the end of this gigantic project of our magnificent co-cathedral. May God bless you all and grant you journey mercies as we travel to Moliko on Wednesday, the 22nd of November, 2023. Yours in his service, Michael Nyabeswe Bibi, Bishop of Boya. Now that Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral already has newly elected pastoral council members, and the members have been installed into their functions with the task of completing the ongoing presbytery of that parish by March 2024. The installation ceremony took place yesterday, November 1st, 2023, and was presided at by the co-cathedral administrator, Reverend Father Frank Bayong. Hillary Clinton, our reporter, was there yesterday to observe the handover of the new PPC at the co-cathedral. Let us have details in this report.
Parish Moliko symbolizes the transition of leadership from the former parish pastoral council to the recently elected council. The ceremony, which took place on Wednesday, November 1st, 2023, was presided at by the co-cathedral administrator, Reverend Father Frank Bayo. During the ceremony, Reverend Father Frank Bayo delivered a concise presentation outlining the pivotal role of the pastoral council in ensuring the smooth functioning of the parish. He emphasized that the council acts as an advisory body to the parish priest and assists in decision-making processes relating to pastoral matters, community outreach, and overall church governance. In this regard, Reverend Father Frank Bayo expresses openness in receiving advice from anyone within the community.
You have situations in other parishes where the chairperson of the parish council and the parish priest are always at loggerheads, always fighting, because the parish council chairperson thinks that it should be done this way. It is the same with the bishop. The bishop has the board of consultors. He has the Presbyterian council. The board of consultors gives advice to the bishop. He decides to take it or leave it. And that's how it's supposed to be. That is, in fact, that is the reason why Pope Francis called the synod of synodality, that everyone has a voice. No one should be left out. I'm ready to listen to everybody. If there is a thing you think that we do it, come to me, let's talk it out.
The outgoing chairperson, Professor Fame Stephen, contextualized the achievement his team recorded during their mandate. He praised the collaborative nature of the Christian, acknowledging that his successor is equal to the task. He equally beseeched the entire new team to exercise patience in their duties.
The way to advise them is that people often, when will want to remain anonymous, but when you are transparent and accountable, you want that whatever people give is known. You collect better funds than just getting them remain anonymous and people just come and throw what they want to do. You may not necessarily ask them to give you 20, 50, 100,000, but what every person gives must be accounted for. You write your name, you write the amount.
Barrister Lifanje Kosma Moki, who served as the vice chairperson before being elected as the chairperson, expressed his gratitude to God for choosing him to work in his vineyard. He further voiced out that his main attention will focus on the presbytery project and promised that by the month of March 2024, the parish priest will be residing in the Divine Mercy Cathedral Presbytery.
I want to first of all thank God for making it possible that the Christians of our beloved co-cathedral parish bestow this kind of confidence in my person. Where I stand, it is the project for the presbytery. We will accompany our parish priest to see that this project is realized between now and March 2024. We are going to have some habitable space in this presbytery to enable our ministers of the church to live here so that they will serve us even better.
It is worthy to underscore that this handover exercise is not only taking place at the Divine Mercy Cathedral Parish Moliko, but also across the Diocese of Boya. This is in accordance with the Bishop's pastoral letter dated August 28, 2023, which pertains to the renewal of members of the pastoral councils at all levels.
We hope to bring to you more PCC elections and handovers in other parishes across the Diocese of Boya. Now, St. Josephine Bakita Dinari Boya has now a new staff representative who is expected to safeguard and defend employees' interests with regards to working conditions, their job security, and employment status. The elections were done on the premises of St. Pius Catholic School, Boya Station, on Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. From our newsroom, Joseph Otop sat through that exercise, which saw officials from the Labour Office in Boya. And
in the afternoon of Wednesday, November 1, 2023, that staff of various primary schools in Boya converged at St. Pius Catholic School, Boya Station for the staff representative election for St. Josephine Bakita Dinari Boya. Divided in two groups, the permanent and alternate staff delegate, each candidate nominated by the general staff, came forward to prove their candidacy by presenting a speech. As the election begins, all staff present voted for and against the candidate who had earlier presented themselves for this position. A staff representative enables employers and employees to communicate, consult, negotiate effectively with each other, improve levels of trust in the organization, minimize rumors and misunderstanding, improve decision-making as employees are consulted, and ultimately organizational performance. After the final election, the new staff representative gives a vote of thanks to all who voted him.
Honorable collaborators, I wish to thank you for the votes you've given us. The vote is not for me alone, but for my team. I just want to assure you guys that we are going to do our work. We are going to elevate our status. We need from you guys is your prayers and collaboration. Thank you.
In an interview with the facilitators, they give their general appraisal as concerns this election.
Just rounded up with our elections of the staff representatives for St. Josephine Bakita Dinari Boya, and it went on hitch-free as we had the permanent staff delegates and the alternates, and all of us participated, no absentee, everything went on well.
Very happy, very delighted for the way that we conducted this election today. I want to seize the opportunity to thank our bishop for the listening ear he has been giving to our representative, and for the wonderful thing he has done to us. I think what we have done today is just the continuation of what we have been doing, and I don't believe that the staff representatives are there to do something extraordinary. They are just the chosen one to carry our little worries, what we can say to our father or even the government.
The entire staff therefore calls upon and expects the newly elected staff delegate to safeguard and defend employees' interests with regard to working conditions, job security, and employment status.
Congratulations to that staff representative. And Brothers of St. Martin de Porres of the Diocese of Boya have been challenged to re-evaluate the mission and the vision of their founding fathers as they visit the birthplace of their congregation. This was during the final solemn profession of some 3 brothers into the St. Martin de Porres congregation of the Diocese of Boya yesterday. The Mass was officiated by the Chief Shepherd of the Diocese of Boya, His Lordship Michael Bibi, and it took place at St. Joseph Parish in Muyoka. Let's have details with Aloysius Liki.
Here I am, Lord, I come to do your will. When the Lord calls, I shall answer. These words greatly describe the 3 brothers of St. Martin de Porres of the Diocese of Boya, who all answered at the top of their voices as they were called to God's altar during the occasion of their final profession in the presence of family and friends. The Eucharistic celebration that took place at the St. Joseph Parish in Muyuka was presided at by the Chief Shepherd of Boya, His Excellency Michael Bibi, who called on these brothers to continuously bear witness in the gospel message that they have lived since their first profession. The prelate reminded the newly professed and those gathered that in every vocation it is God who calls, and it is a gift from God that should be used not just for those who are called, but for the betterment of mankind.
Every vocation, every call, it is always God who takes the initiative to call. And that is why our vocation is a gift from God, given to us freely. And when God gives us that gift, He wants us to make sure that we use the gift not only for our own personal growth in the faith, but that we use the gift in order to help our brothers and our sisters as we all strive daily to draw closer to God, as we all strive daily journey as members of one body to the kingdom of heaven.
He also challenged the entire brothers of St. Martin de Porres of the Diocese of Aboya that as they revisit Muyuka, which stands as the birthplace of the congregation, they should revisit the core values and founding visions of the congregation, and as they are set to celebrate 40 years of the existence in 2023, they should use these as an avenue to evaluate the vision and mission of their founding father and should never depart from it despite the changing times.
Returning to Moyoka, where the congregation started, is certainly a divine arrangement, challenging the brothers to revisit the founding vision of the congregation. Yes, the congregation of the brothers of St. Martin de Porres was founded in the year 1985, and the congregation started in this very parish. This means, therefore, that in 2025, the congregation will be 40 years old. 40 years is a long time. 40 years is a time for us to evaluate, to go down memory lane, and to ask ourselves whether as members of this religious congregation we have lived up to the vision person of the Most Reverend Pius Awa of blessed memory. You must note that the founding vision of a religious congregation cannot change even with the changing time.
In order to carry out this evaluation and continuously live in the vision of Bishop Pius Awa, the brothers, who the chief shepherd described as being very instrumental and active in the diocese of Boya and beyond, must always practice and live the following.
Therefore, you must emulate the life of this holy and simple brother Martin the Paul. You must ask yourself every day, what aspect of the life of St. Martin the Prophet are you living in everything you do? You must cherish your vocation. Your vocation is very special in the church, and the church cherishes your vocation. Therefore, you yourself must cherish it and live up to the demands of your vocation.
Brother John Thawa, Brother Suleiman Besingi, and Brother Vincent Fogwen were visibly filled with joy as they received the final solemn religious profession and says it was worth the wait.
In 2010, I was finally admitted. And today, the 1st of November 2023, I have received my final vows.
Today is a joyful day. I feel so happy. Since I started my aspiring into the congregation in 2011, I joined the brother as a person, and in 2014, I took my first vow. So I joined.
This congregation was founded on the 3rd of November 1985 by Bishop Pius Awa of blessed memory, with the mission of using technicians to translate the gospel into concrete action while following Christ by developing their baptismal priesthood.
Let us take you now to news out of the church and out of Cameroon, where former colonial powers of some African countries have begun expressing regrets over atrocities that have been committed on the African continent. And the case in point is a British monarch, there's King Charles, who is in a 4-day visit in the African country of Kenya, and the German president, who has also expressed shame for colonial atrocities that the country inflicted on Tanzania. Then on to the ongoing war in Hamas, the ongoing Hamas-Israel war. Hundreds of dual nationals and injured Palestinians crossed from Gaza to Egypt, and the southern Gaza borders opened for the first time of such crossing since the war started. Let us have more on our international pace roundup with Laura Asongani.
Germany's president on Wednesday apologized for killings under colonial rule in Tanzania as he met descendants of Chief Songea Mbano executed for leading a revolt. In Songea, southwest Tanzania, President Frank Walter Steinmeier vowed to seek answers to questions regarding the German East Africa era. The German East Africa was a colony part of the Germans' possessions. It covered today's Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi, and existed from 1885 until the end of World War I. President Steinmeier laid a rose at Chief Songea Mbano's grave and a wreath at the mass grave of 66 other fighters in the Maji uprising. Up to 300,000 people are believed to have died during the Maji rebellion between 1905 and 1907. Worthy of mentioning is that in 2017, Tanzania's then government has said it was considering legal action to seek compensation from Germany for the people who allegedly were starved, tortured, and killed by German forces. Still on colonial powers apologizing for wrongdoings on the African continent during the colonial era, Britain's King Charles said there is no excuse for the abhorrent and unjustifiable acts of violence committed against Kenyans during the East African nation's struggle for independence from British colonial rule.
The wrongdoings of the past are a cause of the greatest sorrow and the deepest regret. There were abhorrent and unjustifiable acts of violence committed against Kenyans.
The monarch made the acknowledgement during a state banquet in Nairobi on Tuesday at the start of a 4-day state visit by him and his wife, Queen Camilla. The visit comes ahead of celebrations marking the 60th anniversary of Kenya's independence on December 12. More than 10,000 Kenyans were killed and others detained and tortured during the